Afternoon, everybody. Respected Chief Patrons, Sri Arvind Doshi ji and Sri Kalapana Vade ji. Respected Patrons, Chairman of this college, James Sitera, Sri DC Patel sir, the Secretary Dr. J.B. Algur, Treasurer Sri Nilesh Desai, and beloved Principal sir, and all the faculty members, all the delegates, respected delegates. I thank all the people who have participated and organized this and given me an opportunity to speak. My topic will be, I'll directly start with my topic. Sattva Vijaya in diabetes mellitus. So, introduction to the topic. Chanchalam hi manaha Krishna pramathi balavadrudam tasyaham nigraham manne vayoriva suduskuram. A very mighty person in the world, Arjuna, has asked this question to the Lord Sri Krishna. He says, to control this mind, it is very difficult, as if it is to control the wind. How to control? He has asked to the Lord himself, and Lord Sri Krishna has answered this. Abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagena cha grihyate. So, to control this mind, chanchala mind, you have to do the abhyasa, or else there must be continuous efforts to control it along with vairagya. So this means that controlling this mind is a very important task in our life, and along with that, controlling it need to be done always. If I control my mind today, and it will not be there for forever. So every microsecond we live, we need to try to control it. Try to control it with vairagena. And in Ayurveda also says same thing. There are two types of chikitsa. Tadvividham vipashraya bhedat daiva vipashrayam yukti vipashrayam cheti. Charakacharya has told in the 8th chapter of Vimanasthana, there are two types of the chikitsas on the basis of vipashraya, daiva vipashraya and yukti vipashraya. And he also has told same thing, Daiva Vipashraya and Yukti Vipashraya in the Sutrasthana 1st chapter and Sutrasthana 11th chapter. He has explained there three types, Daiva Vipashraya, Yukti Vipashraya and Sattva Vijaya. But whatever the reference it may be, all three, he has said Daiva Vipashraya. Why he has said Daiva Vipashraya first? Why means, Edacha Pradamuktam Sadhyo Akleshena cha Vyadhi Prashamakritvat. It means, before you start any medication, before you start any kind of treatment, you must go for Daiva Vipashraya. Daiva Vipashraya doesn't only mean that Mani, Mantra, Mangala, Bali, Upare, all those things. 13 modalities he has explained. But all those 13 modalities doesn't mean ignorance and all those things. It means just a simple start with the patient, a talk with the patient will lead to a heartily, a close talk with the patient regarding his or her element will pacify half of the symptoms. So, Etacha Pradamuktam Sadhyo Akleshena. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to give medications. You don't need to give any treatment. You just talk with the patient. That will pacify the disease itself. So Daiva Vipashraya will start treating the patient immediately. Before, see, whatever kind of medicine it may be, if you give any kind of medicine, at least it needs half an hour, 1 hour, 2 hours, depending on the route of administration. Except the IV, nowadays IV routes. But Sadhyo Akleshena means the Daiva Vipashraya, the moment you talk to the patient start relieving his or her symptoms. So that is why the Daiva Vipashraya has been explained first in all the instances. Now we'll see what is Sattva Vajaya. Sattva Vajaya. In the 11th chapter of Sutrasthana, he has explained Punar Ahitabhyo Arthabhyo Mano Nigraha. What does that mean? So you might be seeing all the pictures, all the JFs here. You have to control your mind from being attached to unwanted, unwholesome things. Again, the mighty person Arjuna says same thing. You can remember him. I told this in the first slide. Chanchalam hi manah Krishna pramathi balavadridam tasyaham nigraham manne vayoriva sudushkaram. To control this, it is very, very difficult. Again, same Lord has told, Abhyasena tu kaunteya. So, punar ahitabhyo artabhyo. Punar ahitabhyo artabhyo. Punar means again ahitabhyo artabhyo, controlling mano nigraha. Controlling these three kinds of mana from attaching to the ahitartha is very important. How to do that? Abhyasena, vairagena. There are two kinds of treatment modalities, or there are two kinds of modalities by which we can adopt abhyasa. Abhyasa means repeated use of the techniques. He has explained the best modality, vairagya. Living, giving. Next. Again, in Sattva Vajaya, in Charaka Vimanasthana, Chakrapani has commented in the 8th chapter when he has told Vipashraya Vedana Dvida, Daiva Vipashraya and Yukti Vipashraya, where he has omitted the Sattva Vajaya after 11th chapter of the Sutrasthana. Chakrapani commented on that particular shloka. He has told that Sattva Vajaya can be correlated to, can be taken into Daiva Vipashraya as well as Yukti Vipashraya. When you need to take Sattva Vajaya as Daiva Yukti Vipashraya, Sattva Vajayo hi Drishtadva Dvaropakari Yukti Vipashraya means when there are visible causes, when there are traceable causes for a particular disease, you do that kind of Sattva Vajaya Chikitsa which you need to make it physically. When there are adrushta means when there are invisible or non-traceable causes, then you go for Sattva Vajaya, which comes under Daiva Vipashraya. Again, while dealing the treatment modalities in the first chapter itself, Charakacharya has told Manasa Vyadhi can be controlled. Manasa Vyadhi can also be treated with Manaso, Jnana, Vijnana, Dhairya, Smriti, Samadhi. Means these all are the modalities by which you can treat Manasa Vyadhis. Now, Sattva Vajaya he has only mentioned that Punarahitabhyo, Artabhyo, Mano Nigraha. And in the first chapter itself, he has told there are modalities. What are those? Jnana, Vijnana, Dhairya, Smriti, and Samadhi. So these all modalities which we practice from Charaka till today, we also practice those things. Those all can be correlated to a term called as psychotherapies. So what are those psychotherapies? What is the psychotherapy then? Psychotherapy is the informed and intentional application of clinical methods and interpersonal stances derived from established psychological principles for the purpose of assisting people to modify what we need to modify in the people. One thing. What are the thing to be modified? Behaviors, cognitions, jnanam, adhyatma jnanam. Jnanam means cognition, means jnanam means cognition, adhyatma jnanam. Emotions means like dhairyam, anunukti chesasa. What we need to do, what we need to change modify in the people, their behaviors, their cognition, their emotions, and other personal characteristics like their Vijnana, Smriti, and all those things. How to do that? In directions that the participant who involve in deem desirable. So this is what psychotherapy mean. Now, coming to my topic proper, psychological glitches in diabetes mellitus. What are the, so these all modalities, especially these all psychotherapy, psychology, especially have been told to the psychological disorders. But the today's topic is diabetes. Are there any psychological glitches in diabetes? Yes. Psychological glitches in diabetes mellitus. There are, I have made those into 3 categories. Psychological glitches in the pathology, psychological glitches in the acceptance, psychological problems in the treatment. So now one by one. Problems of psych in the pathology. So the pathology has been dealt by Dr. Parameshwar Badgi sir, who is a well-known Ayurvedic physician from BHU. You might have heard him yesterday. So I will directly go on giving references. There are 3 references and these all are the ethical research articles published and taken from open sources. Inflammation has been linked to a spectrum of conditions associated with aging, including cardiovascular disease, osteoporosis, arthritis, and type 2 diabetes. Inflammation is very important, which has been proved by this article, the link of which has been given below in the slide. Another article published has indicated Indian subjects with type 2 diabetes, with or without microvascular disorders, have higher high sensitive C-reactive protein and lower adiponectin values compared to healthy controls, whereas high sensitive C-reactive protein was significantly higher in those with microvascular disorders, suggesting that our patients are in pro-inflammatory state. So type 2 diabetes patients who are there especially in India, are in the pro-inflammatory state. Next, production of pro-inflammatory cytokines that influence these and other conditions can be directly stimulated by negative emotions. There is another article published. So negative emotions increase pro-inflammatory cytokines. Stressful experiences in the life increase pro-inflammatory cytokines. So pro-inflammatory cytokines are present in type 2 diabetes. So type 2 diabetes is in the pathology of type 2 diabetes, negative emotions, stressful experiences play a very important role. Another article published, stressful experiences have been implicated in the onset of diabetes in individuals already predisposed. So this all has suggested that stressful experiences in the life, negative emotions in the life will lead to production of pro-inflammatory cytokines leading to diabetes mellitus. So in the pathology, stressful experiences, in other words, stress and negative thoughts play an important role. Next, psychological glitches in the acceptance. You will see in the next slide, the expression of all the people in the universe when they are diagnosed with. There are 2 kinds of experiences, personal experiences, acceptance, as well as family and friends acceptance. Personal acceptance and family and friends also play a very important role in accepting the diabetes mellitus. If a person has been diagnosed with the diabetes, initially have a severe stress with considering and accepting the disease. Next, psychological problems in the treatment of diabetes mellitus. There are many problems. See, there are many problems which we need to contact. There are many problems which you need to contact. First is existing psychiatric disorder complicating diabetes. Psychotropic drugs, medications can cause diabetes. Diabetes itself causing psychiatric disorders. Diabetes distress, there is a new word. And diabetes as a psychiatric symptom. Lastly, comorbid diabetes, comorbid conditions in the diabetes. These all will play a very important role in the treatment of diabetes. These all will play a very important role in outcome of the diabetes treatment. Next, when to refer a diabetic case to a psychiatric outpatient. Indications for psychiatric referral, it has been taken from ADA. If self-care remains impaired in a person with diabetes distress after tailored diabetes education, if a person has a positive screen on a validated screening tool for depressive symptoms with the diabetes, in the presence of symptoms or suspicion of disordered eating behavior and eating disorder or disrupted patterns of eating, if intentional omission of insulin or oral medication to cause weight loss is identified, if a person have a positive screen for anxiety or fear of hypoglycemia, if a serious mental illness is suspected, in youth and families with behavioral self-care difficulties, repeated for the hospitalization for diabetic ketoacidosis or significant distress, if a person screens positive for cognitive impairment, declining or impaired ability to perform diabetes self-care behaviors, before undergoing bariatric or metabolic surgery and after surgery assessment reveals an ongoing need for adjustment support. These all are the criteria for which you need to refer a diabetic case to a psychiatrist. Now, another very, very important word, diabetic distress. This is the word, relatively new term, and it is diabetic distress is a relatively new term in the literature in last decade. Since last 1 decade, this term is in use and it is poorly welcomed word. And diabetic distress is still evolving. This word is an evolving phenomena. Different authors and investigators have defined it in a different way, yet to come to a conclusion. What is diabetic distress? Diabetic distress is not a psychiatric disorder. It is not a psychiatric disorder, but rather it is rather an affective state resulting from constant worry about adherence with diet, exercise, blood glucose monitoring while feeling scared, anxious, overwhelmed about the disease, at times of angry and burnt out. So this is not a disease. Diabetic distress is not a psychiatric disorder. It is only a affective state. Higher diabetic distress, as there is a higher distress, there will be low quality of life. Higher distress was correlated with having low quality of life in diabetic people. So if there is a higher distress, it directly affects the quality of life of a diabetic patient. How to assess the diabetic distress then? There are many scales, among which two I am sharing here. Diabetic distress scale, DDS it is called as. There are 17 item self-report questionnaire categorized in 4 areas. Either you can use this or else there is another scale, problem areas in diabetes, paid scale. It is of 20 item self-report measure of diabetes related to emotional distress. Or there are many tools which are available online, can use to diagnose diabetes distress. Now, I have dealt all those things. We will deal now management. Management, Sattva Vijaya, in diabetes. So there are two types. What is the aim of Sattva Vijaya in diabetes? We need to have a collaborative psychosocial care. If patient is diagnosed with diabetes, we don't need to treat only diabetes. We need to treat his psychosocial aspect. We need to approach with the patient centered. We need to have approach which is patient centered. We need to have provide this approach to all the people with diabetes. Prescribing medicine, only medicine to lower the blood glucose is not enough nowadays. Next, what are the goals? What are the goals of Sattva Vijaya Chikitsa in diabetes? To optimize the health outcomes and to increase the health related quality of life. See, almost many people who suffer with diabetes come across with issue of quality of life. So the aim of Sattva Vijaya Chikitsa is to increase the health related quality of life. Next, what are those modalities which we adopt? So I have broadly classified. Prevention and treatment. I need to prevent the diabetes before it appears. I need to treat the diabetes of the psychological glitches after the diabetes is diagnosed. What are those which are preventive in measure? So one is Bhaya Darshana and Kshobana. Bhaya Darshana, what we, and Kshobana, what we take it as a type of a dvesha. And this has been explained in the Unmada and all other contexts. But Bhaya Darshana, we don't need to take it as a fearing the person with all those things. We only need to say, Bhaya Darshana, what I have correlated it is motivational therapy to the motivational therapy. What is the motivational therapy? What is the motivational therapy? The focus of motivational therapy is to encourage a patient to develop a negative view of their abuse, or else the motivational therapy is basically used to abuse of the it is used in the abuse disorders, but we can apply that particular therapy here also to prevent, to focus on the things along with a desire to change their behavior. Next, this motivational therapy has been dealt by Miller and Rolich, and DeClement has told stages of change in the model. One is pre-contemplation, contemplations. There are seven stages: preparation, action, maintenance, relapse, and termination. So with this, we go for the motivational therapy. Later on, we also can apply problem-solving therapy, which we can correlate it to the Kshobana. Problem-solving therapy involves patients learning or reactivating problem-solving skills. These skills can then be applied to a specific life problems like whatever the diabetes, and problem-solving therapy is suitable for use in general practice. Now, these two modalities can be used, motivational therapy as well as problem-solving therapy can be used to prevent the diabetes. Next, to treat the psychological glitches in the diabetes, we can have, there are two modalities, psychotherapy as well as pharmacotherapy. Whereas pharmacotherapy is not the topic of this today's session. So I will only deal about psychotherapies. In Sushruta Chikitsasana, he has explained, while explaining Chikitsa for Prameha, in the last shloka he has explained Brahmano va Shilonchro Vritti Bhrutva Brahma. So what it means, here Brahmano means doesn't mean that it belongs to a sect or caste. Brahmana means to all the knowledgeable people, those who are having knowledge. For them, what we need to do is, for them we need to go have the knowledge. We need to teach them to have the knowledge and progress with the same thing. Whatever they have the knowledge, either they must be involved, or else we must educate them. We must educate them to have the particular knowledge to the particular about the disease or else something else. Next, there are many other psychotherapies. What I have initially dealt is Jnanam, Dhairyam, Vijnanam. Jnanam means can be, we can take it as a cognitive behavioral therapy. In cognitive behavioral therapy, Jnanam means we need to increase our self-knowledge. Dhairyam means motivational therapy and problem-solving therapy. And this I have dealt motivational therapy as well as problem-solving therapy. I have dealt in the prevention. Vijnanam means coping, giving knowledge about the disease, coping skill training, one by one. Jnanam, cognitive behavior therapy, focuses on challenging and changing unhelpful cognitive distortions. Example, unhelpful thoughts, beliefs, and attitudes and behaviors. How does we can do this? There are processes, initially assessment, reconceptualization of those thoughts, skill acquisition after removing the unwanted thoughts, skill consolidation and application training, generalization of those skills which are acquired and maintaining those throughout the life, and post-treatment assessment, throughout the sessions and post-treatment assessment. So these are the cognitive behavioral therapy. What we can correlate it to Jnana. Vijnanam means coping skills. How to do that? We have to urge the person with diabetes to urge specific coping skills. When the person is diagnosed with the diabetes, we need to follow all the Patya, Apatya which has been dealt earlier in the Swastha Vrata of the diabetes mellitus. Also along with that, social and communication skills training we need to give, how to do and when to do. And social and communication means we give the training to the diabetic patient to have or else to monitor that blood glucose throughout the life. And we ask the patient to not to discontinue with all those things which have been the training which have been given to the cases, like following the Patya, avoiding the Apatya, and maintaining the proper recordings of the giving the patient must not relapse with all those things, prevention of the relapse training. Next, family behavior therapy. Here what we do advise to the family members is taking care of the diabetes patient along with the modification in the food as well as habits of the patient, and helping the patient to cope up with the stress which has been already due to the diabetes, and behaving according to the condition. Next, treatment of diabetes distress, there are two modalities which have been, this is as diabetes distress is a new thing. Dealing with diabetes distress can be followed with the progressive, can be relieved. Diabetes distress can be relieved with following these two mechanisms like progressive relaxation techniques and biofeedback treatments. So progressive relaxation techniques and biofeedback treatment will help to relax the patient and leading to release the stress which the patient is suffering with about the disease. So leading to the better outcome and the longer duration of the treatment. With this, I conclude my talk. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now we'll end the session as there are no questions asked to sir. So it's time for. Otherwise, you can ask the questions. You can unmute you people.
What is the normal fasting limit of the diabetes which should be taken as normal, and if it varies from many times in a month, then what should we do?
What is the diabetes?
So normal range of sugar, blood sugar
blood glucose.
in fasting.
Are you asking blood glucose level?
Yes, sir. In fasting, for fasting, yes, sir.
Fasting, it is up to 110 mmHg. Sorry, 110 mg per dl.
Sir, but if it is coming always borderline, right, around 108, 107, so what we should start with that anti-diabetic drugs, or what should we do in that condition?
See, madam, this is if you have up to 110 mg per dl, and you cannot be diagnosed as a diabetic fasting. If you cross this fasting, if it is fasting, and
yes,
only fasting cannot be taken as a diagnostic criteria, you need to go for the glucose tolerance test also. And postprandial, if it crosses above 200 mg per dl, then only we consider that particular person as a diabetic. If it is those ranges, the person cannot be diagnosed as a diabetic, and those person they have the family and all predisposing factors, they can follow the path which has been explained in the Swasthruta topic, and can be from medications lifelong.
One more question, sir. If there is a family history of diabetes, so what things we can start with the upcoming kids of that family, so that they should not, like, lifestyle will be the same, they are eating the food like that only, so much restriction we can't put on them, but what additional thing we can start so that they should not go towards that?
See, one thing is, if there is a family,
any drug supporting medicine means we can start.
You should not start with the medicine to anybody who is not having diabetes. And important thing is, we cannot predict, and when a person is suffering, for example, if the a child is there, his or her parents suffering with diabetes, it is not sure that particular child will it is not 100% sure that particular child will be going to have the diabetes later in the life. But
sir, if the child is obese and having the Ahar Vihar, which is showing that he is going to be having all the kapha environment, he is not doing exercises and gaining weight, it means he is going towards that thing only.
So we need to treat, madam, we need to treat the diseases. We won't treat the disease which can occur. And next thing is, to prevent that, we must follow the yoga, whatever has been told by the Dr. Kashinath sir, and along with we need to follow the pathya which has been given. That particular pathya is to the diabetic patients. It is not for the healthy people. And you ask the person must ask the children not to indulge all the nidana which has been explained, particularly Asha Sukam, Swapna Sukam, all those things. The person is having the parents are having, and those parents must ask their children if stress is showing physical symptoms, why only psychotherapy? Why stress is showing physical symptoms, why only psychotherapy? We won't only go for the psychotherapies there. Physical symptoms meant for because of the stress, if person is suffering with diabetes, we won't only treat with psychotherapy. We also, along with that psychotherapy, we will go with the anti-diabetic medications or else anti-diabetic treatment. And if person is, what is the role of psychotherapy in diabetes is, the person is diagnosed with diabetes mellitus, and that particular person is not having control over the blood glucose, and the outcome, the longer outcome are poor, the prognosis is poor. To improve the prognosis, to have the adherence to the treatment, for that we need to go for the psychotherapy, one thing. Second thing, if the patient is not diagnosed and having a risk factor for the diabetes, then we go for the psychotherapy. What I have explained, motivational therapy, and because of that, we motivate the person to reduce the nidana which is told for the diabetes. Next question is, sir, what advice can we give to the diabetes mellitus patients in this COVID conditions to take care of their mental health? So very important thing is, that is from CAK. Very important thing here in this COVID condition, we need to keep calm. One thing, very important thing, we see this COVID doesn't affect all the people in the universe. So those who are having the diabetes themselves should take care so that they should not get affected. They should not wander here and there and come in contact with all those things. For them, either they should keep the distance, all the modalities which have been explained by government of the particular nation. And along with that, before entering into any disease, you should not worry about fear, especially that fear is very important. For them, we go for the motivational therapy. We adopt such a modality that those person should not suffer with those things. So motivational therapy, we adopt motivational therapy for those people. Should we take support of medicines along with psychotherapy? Yes. For psychotherapy, I don't know whether it is particularly for diabetes. Yes, we do take psychotherapy as well as pharmacotherapy for the patients suffering with diabetes, not only for the diabetes. If person is suffering with any other other comorbid conditions, psychiatric comorbid conditions, if person is suffering with psychiatric comorbid conditions, based on that particular, we take pharmacotherapy, we take the help of pharmacotherapy. How to tackle patients who have preloaded theories about diabetes, not ready to hear Ayurveda concept about the prameha. That is what motivational therapy we apply. It will change adaptations and continuation. Yuktiyapashraya and Daivapashraya both contains Aushadha. Are they different in both types of chikitsa? Are they different? Yes. Yuktyapashraya and Daivapashraya both contains Aushadha. Are they different in both types of chickisha? Daivapashraya doesn't contain, usually it doesn't contain Daivapashraya for it means that treating the disease for which the traceable cause is not there. Daivapashraya. Yuktyapashraya is the treatment for which the traceable cause is there. Role of gold preparations in diabetes mellitus, this will be dealt by Dr. Prashant sir. Any psychological advice for diabetic patients who are dealing with diabetic complications like severe diabetic foot, retinotherapy, etc. Yes, we can go for cognitive behavior therapy for those who are already suffered to treat. Sir, can we consider the Jataja Pramehi, Monica from Monica Gupta? Sir, can we consider the Jataja Pramehi as suffering from Karmaja Vadhi? If we are considering it as a Karmaja, then how much extent it is reliable to go for treatment, or should we wait for Karma Phala? Jataja Pramehi cannot be, it cannot be considered as a Karmaja Vadhi. It is Bija Doshaja Vadhi. So is there any Daivapashraya Chikitsa for DM? Yes, Daivapashraya doesn't only mean the Mani Mantra Mangala Balyupara and all those things. So Daivapashraya, a part of Daivapashraya is also Sattva Vijaya. So whatever I have dealt, Jnana, Vijnana and all Smriti and all those things. Do we diagnose based on blood sugar level or based on sign and symptoms, because borderline sugar level don't have signs and symptoms? Yes, we only rely on blood sugar level. Sir, how to, Dr. Archana, sir, how to tackle with patients who are panic regarding family history of diabetes? They are worried that they will also get it. What should we advise them? That is what prevention, what I have told you, motivational therapy and problem solving therapy. Sir, any research study on Sattva Chikitsa and diabetes? I have also searched for this. I didn't came across anything. Madam. And thank you for everyone.
Thank you, sir. So after the end of this session, we will send you feedback forms. So you have to submit those feedback forms, both yesterday's and today's feedback forms. So it is a time for ending the session. So I will want to say a vote of thanks. First, I would like to thank our chief patrons, Sharvin Doshi sir, Chairman Trust Committee, Sri Bahubali Vidyapeethas, Bahubali, Sri Kalapanna Apade sir, Chairman Committee, Sri Bahubali Vidyapeethas, Bahubali. I would like to thank our management team of GMC Teda, Dr. Algur sir, DC Patil sir, Nilesh Desai sir, GMC Teda. I would like to thank our college principal, Dr. L.M. Biradar sir. I would like to thank organizing secretary, Dr. S.L. Sadalgi sir, Professor and HOD, Department of Kaya Chikitsa. I would like to thank today's guest speaker, Dr. Kashinath Samgandi sir, Associate Professor, Department of Swasthya Rutta, National Institute of Ayurveda, Jaipur, Rajasthan. I would like to thank all the members of organizing committee. I would like to thank our teaching staff, non-teaching staff, hospital staff, and all the students of JMC Teda. Lastly, I would like to thank media personnel, faculty members, practitioners, UG students, PG students, and audience from different country and abroad. I like to thank our principal, organizing secretary, and management of Grammar Medical College giving me an opportunity to say vote of thanks. So tomorrow's session starts at 2 p.m. with the topics Complications of Diabetes Mellitus by Dr. Vittal Huddar, Associate Professor, Department of Kaya Chikitsa, All India Institute of Ayurveda, New Delhi. And at 4 p.m., Professor Vaidya Dr. Shekhar Annambotla from USA. The topic is management of diabetes mellitus during COVID-19. We'll meet you tomorrow at 2 p.m. Thank you. Thank you, one and all.